All right, well, I have 2 p.m. Eastern on my end, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you, everyone, for joining this session today. We are going to talk about Save to Win, a very cool PrizeLink savings product that's helping credit unions incentivize smart savings for their future, for their members. For those of you who have not yet I had the pleasure to speak with or meet, my name is Jessica Thalen. I am the Save to Win Program Manager for CU Solutions Group, which is an affiliate of the Michigan Credit Union League. And my role is to educate credit unions and state leagues about Save to Win and teach you guys about how you could use this product to help your members save. For the call today, it's going to be recorded. After the session, everyone will receive a copy of the recorded session as well as the presentation that we're going to go through. So even if you weren't able to attend or you have a team member who wasn't able to make it, we'll be able to send that out after so they can take a look and listen to the session at their own convenience. During the session, if you have any questions, feel free to use the question feature and go to webinar and type in any questions that you have. I will read all the questions aloud and answer those at the end of the session. If there's anything else that comes up, or if I'm not clear, or if you need further clarification on those questions, you may email me as well, and I can follow up with you and get those questions answered. So without further ado, we're going to jump into today's presentation. For those of you who aren't too familiar with how Save to Win started, I'm going to give you a brief program history. We actually started developing this program in 2008 in Michigan with our partners at Commonwealth and the Filing and Research Institute. Michigan had a unique law that allowed credit unions to participate in PrizeLink savings products. So we rolled out the product in Michigan in 2009. In that first year, we opened more than 11,000 member accounts and helped members save $8.5 million that year. From that, we had a lot of other credit unions and states reach out to us interested in what we were doing, and we helped Nebraska roll out their Save to Win program in 2012. We also received a National CUNA Award for Best Public Relations Product that year. In the next year, we rolled out products for North Carolina and Washington. We had also received our first place league product for Save to Win that year as well. And as we kept going with the program, we wanted to make sure that this was something that was sustainable for years to come. So in 2015, we actually discontinued all the individual state programs with the exception of Washington, who has a very unique law that doesn't allow them to participate in a national model. So we kept them separate, but we combined everybody else into a large national program, which I also call multi-state. And so that was developed in 2015. So all of the credit unions and states got together and we combined all of the programs into one. And we've been doing that now for the last 4 years. Today we have more than 120 credit unions on the program in 13 states, promoting Save to Win with more than 23,000 account holders, 180 million generated in savings program to date, and have given away more than $2.8 million in prizes. So going into our 10th year on the program, we're doing really well. We've been helping a lot of members, and one of the things that allows us to make sure that we're reaching out to members and helping them learn how to save is the information that we receive from our partners at Commonwealth. So they are not only one of the founders of Save to Win and PrizeLink Savings Methods owner, but they provide us with a lot of great program research in terms of member surveys and raw data analysis for Save to Win. So we can share that with you guys and interested states that are looking to amend their legislation to be able to promote this type of product. So some of the things on this slide that we were able to get from Commonwealth is our product reach and impact. So from our most recent member survey report, we know that close to 80% of the current account holders on the program are considered financially vulnerable. Those persons are those that would be considered low to moderate income, Gen Y. They have no reportable savings before the program. They may be asset poor, excluding home ownership, things like that. We also know that 2/3 of the current account holders, which is about 23,000 accounts, those members have never held a CD before Save to Win. And many of them can't cover 3 months worth of expenses, although they are more likely to use other credit union products. So we know that this type of product is introducing them to how a CD works. We're helping them build a savings plan so that in the event that something happens, loss of job, economy downturn, they might be able to have a savings plan, whereas before they couldn't. And because their credit union is looking out for them, providing them with a tool that helps them build their savings and earning interest and also potential to win prizes, credit unions are working with their members to talk about other products that they have to help them become more a well-rounded, financially savvy member. And the last thing from the survey report is about 10% of the respondents said that they actually joined their credit union specifically for this program. So that's something to keep in mind if you guys are looking to bring on new members. This product does have the potential to drive some traffic to you. On the right-hand side here, we're looking at the demographics of the current account holder. The majority of current users are white or African women with no dependent children. However, the age ranges kind of fluctuate between Gen Y, Gen X, and baby boomers, about a third each. So what you'll see in some of the upcoming slides is one of the things we wanted to do is expand to more different ethnic groups, more Gen Y users, and of course, reach out to underserved communities. We've developed some new Spanish materials for different users who were not currently using the program before. So you'll see kind of those numbers shifting hopefully in the future as now we're able to expand to new different types of underserved demographics. If you guys are interested in taking a look at some of the other works that Commonwealth is doing, you can check out their website, buildcommonwealth.org, for recent program reports and to learn more about some of their other statistics and pricing savings programs. So let's talk about Save to Win. How does it work? What is the product structure like? So Save to Win is an account that's structured as a 12-month share certificate that has unlimited deposit capability. So this account is a hybrid between a savings and a CD account. It is different in the fact that not all states can do it. So right now we do have a variety of different states that have passed price-linked savings legislation, and there's a handful of other ones that are in the process of creating bills and hoping that those bills will be passed in the near future. The way that Save to Win works is it's free for your members, so that's great. It's a tool that's going to help them create positive savings behaviors through prize incentives, which is based on their deposit activity, and I'll talk about that more in just a bit. The great thing about this account is it only requires a $25 opening deposit and balance requirement. So you guys know with most savings or CDs accounts that require $500 or $1,000 to start, this tool gives them the functionality of a CD, a one-year CD, with only $25. So it's very feasible and low barrier to entry for those that are not able to save a lot, Gen Y, college students, people that really need to build a savings account. It gives them the opportunity to see how a CD works, but also they can put in money every month as they're going along. There aren't any minimum or maximum deposits per month, so members can save as much or as little as they're able to. And if you guys are sitting down and doing a budget worksheet with them, you can say, hey, let's get rid of those morning lattes, or maybe reduce your cable bill and take that $25 and put it into a Save to Win account. Each member is allowed to take one withdrawal per 12-month term, and that's for a flat $25 fee. We don't do, basis points or, percentages based on balances. We just give them that one opportunity to take the money out once per year. If an emergency or situation comes up where they need the funds, they can borrow it from themselves instead of a payday lender. And that $25 fee is fee income for your credit union. So you guys retain that on file at your credit union. If a member comes back and has to make a second withdrawal, then you would just close the account at that time. With this product, credit unions can also offer additional drawings specific to your members and staff, in addition to the national and statewide prizes. Those prizes are funded by each credit union, and you guys get to determine if you want to do monthly or quarterly prizes on those. We have about 70% of the credit unions on the program doing this currently, which is a great way to guarantee that you guys will have winners from your credit union every month or quarter, whereas the monthly and national prizes aren't guaranteed. We can't pick, X amount of winners from each state or per credit union because that would be fixed and illegal. So this drawing individual member opportunity gives you guys that chance to have, more winners often. So the drawing entries are determined on the month-over-month balance increase. For every $25 that balance goes up, the members are going to earn one entry into the monthly and the quarterly drawings. It's really a 2-for-1 deal. So for example, if you have a member that starts the account with $0, they make $100 in deposits in their first month, they're going to earn 4 entries for that monthly drawing because of each $25 increment. Say the second month, they save another $50, that's 2 entries for that second monthly drawing. And then say the third month, they don't save any money, they don't earn any for that monthly drawing, but we add up the entries for the quarter and they earn 6 for that quarterly drawing. So that's kind of how we determine the entries and how we do the drawing. For a Washington program, they also have an annual drawing, but for the multi-state, we just do monthly and quarterly drawings. And there are also a few states that do individual state drawings, which I'll show you, talk about more later. Each member can earn a maximum of 10 entries per month, or 30 entries per year, a quarter, which is 120 entries per year. The 10 entries per month equate to $250 in deposits for the month. So members can save more than $250 if they want. We're only going to give them entries for that first $250 deposits, which gives them the max 10 entries. And lastly, the account must be open through the drawing period for members to be eligible for prizes. So as you'll see a little later in the presentation, we do the drawings on the 14th day of the month for the data that we collect for the previous month. So the member just has to have their account open through the last day of the month to be eligible for the drawing that we do 2 weeks later. Because this account is subject to state laws, there are certain account holder requirements that everybody must follow across the board. Each account holder must be at least 18 years or older to participate. 19 is the age of majority in Nebraska. Because the laws do vary from state to state, we can only allow members in primary states that have been approved as residents to participate. So this list of 22 states are the states that have prize savings legislation. Those residents are eligible to participate and be eligible for prizes. And the great thing about that is if you have a member that lives in Texas and they move to, Michigan, they can still participate and, be in the program, and you can have them as a member and they can still, save and earn prizes through your credit union. For the Washington program, that is limited to just Washington state residents because of those restrictive laws that we talked about earlier. And they can only open accounts in a branch by mail, phone, or remote registration due to some lottery and gambling laws that they have in their state legislature. Each person can have one account, and we do monitor that. We don't want any person to get more than one account to try to get more entries than the next person, so we do limit that. And unfortunately, employees and board members may not win any of the central prizes, which are the multi-state or state level or credit union prizes, which do include account joint holdership. However, we talked about earlier, your credit union can have a separate drawing for not only your members, but also for your staff. So if you want to do a separate prize pool for them internally to get them excited about the product, to learn about how it works so that they can talk to members about it, you can certainly do that to incentivize them as well. And lastly, this account is not available for business or trust. It has to be associated with a personal account. This is how you would set up your product. So this is the basic system requirement that credit unions will need to have in order to create this type of account. You want to make sure that you can create a 12-month share certificate account that has unlimited deposit capability. So most credit unions would take an example of a 1-year CD in their system and tweak it to make sure that they were able to make deposits each month. or take a savings account and make sure that they added a 12-month term to it so it would renew and automatically roll over after each 12-month period, just like all other one-year CD products would be normally set up to do. You want to make sure that your system can also invoke a $25 penalty for that first withdrawal before a 12-month term period and account a closure upon a second withdrawal. If you're not able to do this in your system automatically, this might be something that your staff would have to do manually. If you can set up automatic deposits to the account for the member, this is a great way to ensure that they're going to get at least one entry per month for every $25 deposit. So we definitely recommend that. Talk to the member, say, hey, let's, put at least $25 away. If we can do, more than that, that's great. It doesn't have to be $25 though. They can do $10, 1 week and $15 2 weeks later to equal 25 to get that entry. But we just want them to save no matter what. And oftentimes if you do set up the automatic deposits, the members aren't going to miss that money and it goes right into their savings account. And at the end of the year, they have this nice lump sum that's also earning some interest. This account should also be included on your statements, just like all other accounts that you have at your credit union, so that the individual can review their deposits and transaction activity. You want to make sure that account holders can also view their balances and deposit activity and or make deposits through online and telephone banking, and make sure that you have the capability to restrict that withdrawal to one per 12-month term, either with a pop-up message or saying, contact our credit union to make withdrawals. And lastly, if you do have the capability to set up a pop-up message to remind your staff to discuss this product with targeted numbers, that's going to be a really great way to increase your total accounts and getting members to save more and hopefully winning more as well too. We do have a lot of credit unions that are using a variety of different systems. So you can see on that note below, these are some of the main systems that we've already rolled out and launched Save to Win programs with. So if you are using one of these systems, we can easily share contact information with credit unions that have gone before you and have already set up the product in their system, and they can share, how they pull reports and things like that. If you have a different system, there's several other handfuls that we work with that I just didn't list them all. We can work with a lot of different systems, and if you do need additional support, we can work with your either internal or external data processors to make sure that you're setting up the product, accurately and pulling your reports with relative ease. For the data reporting, so this is after the initial setup. Each credit union is responsible for running a monthly report, which you guys send to us through a secure admin site, and you'll have a set required amount of data fields, essentially an Excel sheet with data required for this program. We will provide you with an Appendix 3 document that lists all of the required fields. This information is used by our system to do data audit reports. We look at the balance and data activity so that we can assign entries and put your members' names into the drawing. We also provide your credit union with a data check tool that mimics our data system to about 90% of the variance, so that you guys have the opportunity to verify and correct any potential errors on your end prior to submitting your final files to us. We ask that credit unions send their monthly data files to us by the 8th day of each month so we can run and do our data audits, verify entries on the 9th. There may be additional verification requests that come from us to make sure that the data is accurate. Sometimes we need to adjust reports or entries based on to maybe variances or anomalies that happen with a reversal in an account or a different specific type of request from the member, whether they're taking money in and out, and sometimes we're not really sure what they intended to do. So sometimes we need additional verification so that we can get a corrected file submitted by the 13th, and then we perform the drawing on the 14th day of each month for the close of the previous month, as I talked about earlier. The most important thing that we stress in this program is the data that we receive is very accurate, and what you guys send to us determines your members' entries. So a huge part of what we do as a legal raffle is, we're stressing the legality and success of the reputation on this program. So, we do our due diligence on our end, but of course, want each credit union to do their due diligence and respond to any of these requests as well, so we can make sure that we can continue to do this type of raffle in the future for many years. As far as the data security is concerned, we get a lot of questions from credit unions of how their information will be used. So your members' Social Security numbers will be included on the monthly data reports that you guys generate at your credit union when you log into the Save to Win administrative area, which each credit union will have their own unique login name and password. Your data will be protected by an SSL certificate. You guys submit your data through that secure website, and our system creates a one-way hash algorithm that will encrypt that Social Security number, store it into a temporary data table, and then create a 16-digit code for each Social Security number combo username. Once that data is transferred to CUSG, the temporary data is destroyed. We don't save it for any reason. We just receive that 16-digit code that we use to cross-reference monthly data, flag data errors, and also use to assign data entries for the drawing purposes. We do share data with our partners at Commonwealth as per our IP agreement, so that they can, provide us with great research reports like we shared with you earlier in the presentation, as well as they collaborate with us on some member survey research that they also share with us. But we want to let you guys know that that's just aggregate data. They don't ever receive Social Security numbers because we don't have them, and Commonwealth nor CUSG contacts or reaches out to your members for any reason. We just use that information for data purposes and drawing purposes. So we just share that with you guys to let you know that your members' data is safe. It's never been breached on our end, and we pay very much high quality attention to that and make sure that the information that you share with us is secure. For your product package, when you guys sign up for the program, you'll receive a variety of technology, marketing, and program administration as a part of your turnkey package. So you can see right here on the right-hand side, that top box is our Save to Win consumer website. This is a site that's built and managed by CU Solutions Group, where we house educational content, savings tools, and tips. We have articles housed here. We list the prizes for the national and state programs, as well as feature some winners and post videos and some other fun stuff that not only can consumers but credit unions can use as well. The second box below is the credit union admin website. So this is the portal I mentioned to you guys on the last slide that you guys will go to upload your data for the month. So this is a secure website where you guys can also view your program statistics, individual to each credit union. You guys can get all of your implementation and program documents here, as well as perform optional member and staff drawings. And we do house all of the marketing and training materials for your program here as well. And then lastly, the data management system, which you don't see, is the back-end user system that we use for data auditing and error report purposes. We go through a series of reports, look at the data, assign entries, verify if there's any errors that need to be adjusted, and we perform the drawing administration on your behalf as well to reduce that risk on the credit union level. We also provide you guys with technical support, administrative support, and if you're interested, web design assistance. For the marketing package, we give you a variety of turnkey marketing pieces that are included in your program package. So you guys will receive a list of creative pieces in the form of print, posters, statements, servers, and brochures. We also provide you with a ton of different web banners in a variety of sizes, logos, images, and videos that you can use to promote your program to your membership. We do have a email, newsletter, and social media content that's pre-populated that you guys can just copy and paste into your existing newsletters or pieces that you have to make it easy for you. And we do have additional press release, talking points, program FAQs, things like that you can use to train your staff as well as be educated about the product. If you guys are interested, you guys can use our local vendor to print pieces. The printing and shipping costs are additional. The creative is included, so you guys are responsible for any of those costs. You can also download these pieces and use a local vendor if you can find some cost savings there. Any of these pieces can also be customized either by CUSG or internally or a local vendor. So if you want to put your contact information, credit union's logo on any of these pieces, you're more than welcome to do that. CUSG also offers marketing plan and campaign assistance if you're interested. For your product administration, we will give you an onboarding session to go over all of your program setup and onboarding needs. And we do that over an 8-week session in the form of calls, videos, and weekly reminders. We'll go through all of your legal and program documents, checklists for your system setup, training staff materials, how to order marketing materials, things like that. Once you guys onboard the program and launch, you will have ongoing project management in the form of your monthly data reports that we talked about that you will send through that secure website every month. We'll provide you with any error notifications, technical admin support, and also all of the drawing results. And we do have quarterly group calls that we, get everybody on that are recorded to give you updates of the program, share what's new, what's happening, things that are working, things that, credit unions are doing in their communities, things like that to keep everybody up to date. And we do house those on the admin site as well, so if you can't attend, you can always listen to them at your own convenience. All right, let's get into the fun stuff. So what are the prizes of this program? Right now, this year, we're giving away more than $140,000 to 1,900 members. Because this program is funded by all the participating credit unions, we have the opportunity to bump up the prize pool every year. So next year, we're looking at increasing these prizes based on the new credit unions that are joining in the new year. But right now, we're giving away 150 monthly prizes of $25, and we have a tiered structure for the quarterly prizes. So we're giving away one $5,000 prize every quarter, $9,000 prizes, and 23 $500 prizes. And again, this structure will look a little different next year as we're bumping up the prize pool with the launch of new credit unions. You can see for the second structure here, we added a few more $1,000 prizes the second part of the year because we had a couple other credit unions join. So typically midway through the year, we'll add a few more prizes to the pot because the last thing we want to do is add more credit unions and members to the drawing pool but have the same amount of prizes. So this is the national prize pool, which every credit union's members are included in for your program package. We also have a couple states that also offer individual statewide prizes just specific to members in those states. So Indiana, Oregon, and then Texas/Arkansas have a league level prize. And Washington all have separate statewide prizes. You guys can check out that current prize schedule with that link right here, which will take you back to the consumer website at SaveToWin.org. This is just some of our happy winners and some testimonials. You guys will definitely not have a bad day. Giving away money to your members is kind of one of the best things that's kept me around for the last several years, but I know that credit unions have a really great time celebrating their winners and just, really hearing how the program has changed the way they think about savings and really have benefited them in terms of paying off debt or just learning how to save and kind of manage their finances a little better. So I'll let you guys take a look at that at your convenience as well as these benefits. This is just a recap of all the good things that we were talking about today on the webinar. So before we end the call, I just want to let you guys know if you're interested, this is how you would become a Save to Win credit union. Each credit union is required to sign a participation agreement with CU Solutions Group. We will also provide you with a fee schedule, your implementation guide, and program rules that are referenced in the agreement, so you can look at all the things that you will be agreeing to, essentially. And we do have a due diligence package and a SOC 2 security report available upon request. So if you want to cover your compliance requirements, then we can also send those to you as well. Some states do require that the board of directors approve their program based on their state law. So if you are a credit union listed below, we will provide you with this template in addition to the participation agreement. Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, and Washington credit unions all need to have a board of directors approve their program in addition to signing an agreement. The Arizona legal team have recommended this, although it's not required by state law, and that pertains to state and federal credit unions. For Connecticut, credit unions need to provide 30 days notice to their Department of Banking prior to participating, but federal credit unions are exempt from this. Rhode Island credit unions need to notify their regulator of their intent to participate prior to launch, and Kansas credit unions need to provide notice of participation within 30 days post-launch to their Department of Credit Unions. And again, federal credit unions are exempt from that. All of the board of directors or notices to their Department of Banking or credit unions, we have those templates that we'll provide you as well that you just put in your credit union name. So you don't have to prepare a brand new letter. We'll provide you with all the templates, the agreement, as well as the additional requirements needed for your state. For your program cost, it is based on your membership size. So depending on which tier you're falling in here on the left-hand side, you guys will pay a flat rate for the national, or if you're a Washington credit union, you have the same annual cost. So for example, a 10,000 size membership credit union would pay $1,100 for the year starting in January. And if you're starting in a different month, say you start halfway through the year, we would prorate your cost, so that would be half for the remaining months of the year based on that launch date. If you're a credit union in Oregon, Texas, and Arkansas, you also are contributing additional funds to your statewide prize pool. So that is half the cost of the national or Washington prize pool. So again, if you had a 10,000 size member credit union, you would pay the $1,100 starting in January. If you happen to be in Oregon, Texas, and Arkansas, you would also pay an additional $550 for your statewide prizes. So your total program cost for the year starting in January would be $1,650. Again, if you started, halfway through the year, we would prorate that, which would be half, and we can let you know those individual costs more specifically if you're interested. These flat rate costs do include your marketing and creative, your technology and product administration, and also contributes towards the national prize pool, and then in some states, the statewide prize pool as well. So that cost covers all of those things. Some other things that you'll want to consider into your budget if you're looking into the program is if you're interested in having a separate drawing for your members or for your staff. That would be funded by your credit union, so you want to include those costs in as well. You could do $300 as a minimal budget to do a $25 drawing each month for the year. So 12 months times 25 will give you that $300. But you can go as high as $5,000 or whatever you guys have the resources to do. Also, in your cost consideration, since the marketing creative is included, you'll just want to also put a budget out for any printing or shipping costs. If you're going to co-brand any of the pieces, run, newspaper or radio spots, things like that, do billboards, and credit unions have done some unique marketing efforts. All of those would be additional as well. So things that you're thinking about doing outside of the scope of what's included will want to be included in your budget for the program. These are the enrollment periods. So if you're looking to sign on for the program, we have an 8-week launch period, and then we will roll you out. So if you're looking at starting the program on October 1st, we would need your agreement and or board resolution for applicable states by the end of July. For January launches, all of the documents would be returned by the end of October. To launch on April 1st, we would need agreements back by the end of January. And for our July launch period, the documents would need to be in by the end of April. So those are our launch periods if you're interested. A couple of things I want you guys to think about before I look at the questions in the queue, or just some takeaways for your program. What are you guys trying to accomplish with this program? What are some of your credit union goals? Are you guys looking to grow deposits or attract new members? Are you guys, really wanting to help your members save money or educate them on the importance of savings? We have a huge epidemic in this country of people not saving. Even 10 years ago when we started this program, we were in a recession and we still are struggling to kind of, get back on our feet. And a lot of people, don't have the basic financial information to just, put a little money aside. They're living paycheck to paycheck. They don't know where to start. They need help from their credit union. So are you guys, in a position to take that time and effort to really work on them and work with their budget and figure out a plan that's going to help them be more successful? Or are you guys just looking to provide your members with a fun product that also can, give them the chance to win prizes? This product can, do each of those things for you. If that's what you're focused on, you can definitely get those results. We want you to think about, too, what appeals to you most about the product. Are you excited about Save to Win because it's fairly low cost and it provides a lot of high value? Do you like that it's turnkey and easy to implement? A lot of the stuff you could do on your own, but are you guys looking to appeal to a specific target member group, low to moderate income, millennials, people that like games of chance or established savers? This product does have the potential to appeal to a lot of different members that you guys have. So you don't really have to segment groups to just financially vulnerable members. You can, reach out to a variety of different members that you guys have who are going to enjoy different aspects of this product. So instead of, separating out loan products to these people or, credit cards to these people, you can pretty much offer the savings product to any one of your members. So it's a good kind of whole round product. So a couple things to think about. Before I jump into the call questions, I just want to let you guys know the next steps. So if you guys have additional questions that I'm not able to answer for you today, you're more than welcome to reach out to me with additional questions. My contact information is on the bottom of the screen. Or if you're interested in taking a look at our program documents or compliance package, I can send that to you as well. Again, as I mentioned in the beginning of the call, all attendees and registrants will receive a copy of this presentation as well as a recording so that you can look back and listen to points that you want to review or share with your team members who weren't able to attend. And please check out the Save to Win website. Our consumer website is savetowin.org. Got a lot of great information there for you guys, more information on how the product works, and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. So I got the handles down there for you guys to take a look at and be a part of our savings community. So at this time, if you don't have any other questions or you want to jump off, feel free to enjoy the rest of your afternoon. The next couple of minutes, I'm going to take some questions in the queue and I'll answer those as we're going along. Okay. First question, who is responsible for sending out the 1099 miscellaneous forms to winnings, or do they not need it? That is a great question. So the way that the prizes are handled is CU Solutions Group does all the billings for all the credit unions and state programs. So we will collect that money up front when you launch your program. When you do have winners for your program, CU Solutions Group will send the winning credit unions the funds based on which prize pool you won to each credit union via ACH. Once you guys receive those funds, then you would be responsible for transporting those funds into the winner's account, contacting them, letting them know that they had won, and also providing the 1099 miscellaneous forms to any winner who has received deposits that are $600 or more in one given tax year. So when you receive the funds, they don't actually get deposited into the Save to Win share certificate account. They would be deposited into your member's traditional savings account. So when you pull your 1099s for the year, you would also look at 1099 miscellaneous for any deposit that would be a miscellaneous deposit as a prize deposit, and you would add that up for the year. If they have $600 or more that they've received for a given tax year, then those members are responsible to report that on their tax purposes to potentially pay taxes based on their statistics. So again, each credit union will be responsible for providing 1099 miscellaneous forms to winning members who have received $600 or more in prizes for the given tax year. Good question. Next question, what if you had locations in 3 different states, for example, Minnesota, Texas, and Kansas? Would only Texas residents be eligible for the statewide prizes? So for your question, actually, Texas and Kansas, since they're a part of the Cornerstone League, they have a combined league level prize. So your members, either if they lived in Texas or Kansas, would be combined into that league level statewide prize for both of those states, essentially. Whereas Indiana residents would just be eligible for that statewide prize, Oregon, Washington, etc. For Minnesota, they do actually have a prizing legislation law that allows members to participate in that state. We just don't have any credit unions in that state currently promoting the program. But we're looking at members in the states that are residents, they're primary residents of a state. So technically, because all 3 states, if you had a member that was in Minnesota, they would definitely be eligible for the national prizes. And I'm thinking they would actually probably be eligible for the statewide league level prize as well. The only way that they wouldn't be eligible would be if they were in a state that's not listed on that slide of the 22 states. So as long as your members are living in one of those applicable states, they will be included in those drawing results. Next question, can you have a joint account holder? So yes, the Save to Win accounts can have joint account holders. We just want you guys to, when you're preparing your monthly data files and sending them to us through that secure admin site, you will want to make sure that you're just uploading the primary residence social security number, because that's where the tax implications are looking at that primary person's account for tax reporting purposes. So they can have joint account holders. We just want you to report the primary member's account. Now, it's a little tricky. If you have an employee that's joint on a primary person's account, they can't be associated with that account because they're not eligible for those prizes. So an employee can be a beneficiary on account with a spouse or family member. They just can't be joint. So that spouse would have to set up a special account without their employee, spouse, or relative to be on that account as joint, because we don't want them to have any access to the funds, essentially. To kind of prevent the conflict of interest between your CEO's husband winning $5,000 or something, or a board member. So again, joint accounts are fine to have. Just report that primary person's information, and then if you have an employee, they can be a beneficiary on a spouse's account if they're a normal member. They just can't be joint. Hopefully that answers your question. If not, feel free to reach out after and I'll clarify that more. Next question. The credit union link on the website returns a page not found error. Can you send me which state you're looking for? Not exactly sure which link you're referring to, but if you can let me know after the call, I can definitely look into that and make sure that there's not a page break or a link issue with that. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Looks like those are all the questions that we have in the queue. So hopefully that means I did a fantastic job explaining everything else to you guys. But of course, as you're looking through this presentation or going back with your team members, if you have any additional questions or think of anything, after the presentation, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you guys 24/7 for your program needs and questions, and also can provide you with any program documents, ROI information that would help you learn more about the program and how it can benefit your credit union. Thank you all for attending today's session. I hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. Happy holidays for those who, we haven't, that we won't talk to in a while. And hopefully we can get you guys on as a Save to Win credit union and help your members save. Thanks, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.